Hey, it's Parker Smith. In last week's video, The Pros and Cons of Decatur, I talked about one of the cons was the high property taxes in the city of Decatur. In this week's video, I'm going to compare 6 properties, 3 in the city of Decatur and 3 in the unincorporated areas around Decatur, which are part of Dekalb County. And I'm going to show you how the decision you make about where to live is going to affect not only your property tax bill, but how much money you can spend on your house. Let's get started. So I've selected houses that have all sold in the area over the last few months. These are all comparably priced houses, and I tried to match them on features as well, but the most important thing is that the price point is the same. And what you're going to see is that moving in the city of Decatur, you're going to get less house for the same price, and the property taxes are going to be higher as well. All right, our first house is on Densley Drive. This is in unincorporated Dekalb County. This is just only about a quarter mile from the city limits of Decatur. So you actually have a Decatur mailing address, but you don't actually live in the city. This house is right around 1,900 square feet. This house sold for $510,000, and the taxes are $4,000 per year. So now let's take a look at City of Decatur. Here's a very comparable house in the City of Decatur. It's just about a half a mile from the Densley Drive house. This is on Church Street. It was only on the market for 2 days before it went under contract, so it sold very fast. Right around 1,400 square feet, so just about 500 square feet smaller than the Densley Drive house. It sold for $500,000. And it has a property tax bill of $8,000 per year, so exactly double our comparison house in unincorporated Dekalb. If you like this video and you like the content, please hit the like button below and please consider subscribing. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, our next house is on Wilton Drive in the city of Decatur. This is a classic Decatur bungalow. And it sold for $620,000 just a few months back. It is 1,900 square feet, and the taxes are $10,600 a year. All right, let's compare that house with a home I just sold in the Leafmore subdivision at the exact same price, $620,000. This is a brick ranch. It's been totally renovated, and it just so happens that my wife, who is a kitchen designer, remodeled the kitchen about 2 years ago. It's a totally custom kitchen, professional grade appliances, custom build cabinets. The house also has all new windows throughout, brand new sunroom addition. This is a 2,200 square foot house, and the taxes are $5,200 a year. Quick reminder to give us a thumbs up, please. It really helps us with YouTube. Thanks. Let's look at the next house. All right, for our last 2 houses, we're going to bump up to $1 million plus properties. This first house was recently sold by one of my team members, and it's a really good example of some of the newer infill homes in the North Decatur area. It's a 4,200 square foot house on 6/10 of an acre, and it recently sold for $1.1 million. The taxes on this house were a fairly low $8,800 in 2019. So for our last house, we're going to look at this beautiful new construction craftsman bungalow in the city of Decatur. I'm actually quite fond of this house because I used to live in the house that they tore down to build this one. So this was built in 2010. It sold last year at $1.2 million. It was only on the market for 2 days, so that tells you how white hot the market in Decatur is. And the property taxes on this house are $15,500 a year, so almost 80% higher than the comparable house we saw in North Decatur. Now, all this is not to choose sides here. I've lived in the city of Decatur, and I've lived very close to the city of Decatur for the last 25 years. I'm not picking sides here. I'm just trying to make you aware of the trade-offs that are involved when your property taxes start to go up. As I mentioned last week, the Decatur City schools are some of the best in the state of Georgia, and for some people, that's all they need to know. They're gonna pay those property taxes in the city of Decatur so that they can get into those schools. That's the most important thing for them. You should also be aware that the schools around the North Decatur area, like Oak Grove Elementary and Briar Lake Elementary, are very good schools, great kids, tons of parental involvement, excellent test scores, so just keep that in mind. The City of Decatur also has the edge on the beauty of the houses. You have the gorgeous craftsman bungalows, the beautiful little cottages, some of the loveliest neighborhoods you'll see anywhere in Atlanta. So I gotta give that point to the City of Decatur. I will say that if you look outside the city limits of Decatur, your options will open up dramatically with more home choices, lower prices, and lower property taxes as well. Again, I've lived in this area since the mid-90s, both in the city limits and outside the city limits. And I think this entire area, Decatur, North Decatur, I think it's just a terrific area for so many reasons. If you're considering a move to Atlanta, I hope you'll consider checking it out, and I hope you'll give me a call.